Tommy, thank you. Now, rarely do we come across high school athletes as special as Patrick Hackler. The former Skaneateles Laker was pretty much top of the line in everything he put his mind to. Now playing for the Yale men's lacrosse program, he's back home in Skaneateles, devoting his time to the youngsters who look up to him. The village of Skaneateles comes alive during summertime. From dining to shopping to the views. So many views. It's a place Patrick Hackler missed dearly while away at college.
I mean, you can't complain with the lake or anything like that. It's awesome, but you know, I'm really fortunate to grow up in an awesome place like this, and where lacrosse is a big tradition in the town.
Pat was 4 games into his freshman season with the Yale men's lacrosse team, which is precisely when the unthinkable happened.
Yeah, it was horrible. I mean, I still am at a loss for words right now. It's just, who would have ever thought this, this would happen? We were practicing and everything, and then we see the athletic director walk out on the field, meet with the head coach, and we all were kind of just like, uh-oh, is this it?
The disappointment of the sudden end to his freshman year at Yale has worn off by now. Back home here in Skaneateles for the summer, not a bad place to be this time of the year, right? Using his time away from lacrosse to help teach lacrosse to our next generation.
The game of lacrosse means everything to me. Yeah, it's an awesome experience. I was coaching this morning actually, and one of the kids says, I learned so much from you, and I thought that was incredible to hear, because knowing when I was in 5th grade or when I was in 8th grade, I would have loved to know some of the things that I know now. So I'm trying to teach kids as much as I can. And in a lacrosse, a loving town like Skaneateles, it's pretty easy. So it's definitely an incredibly rewarding experience.
Skaneateles Youth looks up to Patrick. As recently as last year, his name was all over our CNY Central sportscasts.
But that is when Patrick Hackler and the Skaneateles Lakers offense woke up. Hackler up top for his man Nick Womp.
Starring as an all-state football and lacrosse player for the Lakers.
Especially in the fall, when we'd be watching college football, or I'm actually living with a bunch of football players next year at Yale, so I miss it incredibly. It's tough. It's tough just to, kind of give that up, and I definitely miss it every day. But lacrosse, I couldn't be happier playing at Yale. I couldn't be happier being a student athlete at Yale. So at the end of the day, I'm just incredibly lucky, at least to play one sport,
It is indeed the mark of a great Central New York athlete, never forgetting where he came from, while returning home to serve as a role model to perhaps the next Patrick Hackler, if we'd only be so lucky.
I think first is never forget where you came from, and especially stay humble is one of the incredible things, especially being a Yale lacrosse player, is keep working harder, because there's always someone out there working harder than you, and you owe it to everyone in the Yale lacrosse program before you to work as hard as possible.
Now, Tommy, I'm not entirely sure we'll see another Patrick Hackler, all-state in football and lacrosse. He is an incredible role model, an even better young man, and I was happy to talk with him this week. And by the way, Skaneateles during the summer, probably the best place to be, I would say, in Central New York.
Yeah, it was a great story you got there, man. A great role model there, Pat Hackler. Thank you so much for that story.